Hello, this is John Harrigan, founder of ImmortalNow.com, where we teach the secret to immortality. And what's the secret to immortality and why is it so important? I was talking to someone today and he kind of asked that question. And I explained every spiritual school or religion that you can think of, East or West, recent or historic, they get down to talking about the importance of love, forgiveness, tolerance, and living forever, whether it's the teachings of Christ, Jesus, about physical immortality, about treating each other with love, forgiveness, love your enemy, love your neighbor as yourself. Every religion, if you examine them, talks about love, forgiveness, letting go, knowing yourself. And the deeper we get into that love, the deeper we experience our soul, we experience ourselves without death. And what Jesus was saying really is that death is the consequence of the way we think, speak, and act. Death is the consequence of killing other lives. Death is the consequence of unkind, aggressive, and competitive thoughts where we want to get ahead of somebody, where we want to get above somebody instead of working with them to help them. Imagine if the cells of the liver each decided, I'm going to be better than every other cell and I'm not cooperating anymore. I'm going off on my own. That's kind of how the secret to immortality works. You know, it's the same thing if you're a Taoist master in the mountains of China. Qigong, I'm a Qigong master. We teach Qigong at our website, ImmortalNow.com. That Qigong is about immortality. Every single Qigong exercise is about immortality that I teach. Over time, people kind of forget about it. They go, oh, that can't really be about immortality. And that's just ridiculous kind of uneducated thinking. And I suggest to you it's just the opposite. A healthy body, pure, love, gracious, at ease, has no death. We have stopped doing things that create death, sickness, accident, and calamity. And what do? Well, we live in a world where somewhere along the line, a mistake was made by some form of life. If you think of the Garden of Eden, everything was wonderful, going well, until self-will, egoism, whatever, fear came about, until someone decided they were going to eat another form of life, and that's how it had to be. And I suggest to you that isn't how it has to be at all. When a form of life, whatever that was, decided or even accidentally ate another form of life, all hell broke loose. And if you think about it right now, on the planet, every form of life is in its own way running, chasing down another form of life to capture it and eat it. And usually without seasoning or cooking. That's a very bad joke. But I want you to become aware. You know, death is certainly denial. Denial certainly brings us to death. The secret to immortality awakens us to our potential, to our developmental process of getting better and better, of moving away from the force of death and into compassion, grace, and love. That's ImmortalNow.com, where we teach the secret to immortality. I'm a Qigong master. I've learned from a Qigong master who learned in the mountains of China. And he's part of a lineage, and that small lineage lives in the mountains as immortals. My teacher's teacher is an immortal. Very old. It's nothing unusual, strange, or new. It's simply what goes on with people that have become pure and perfect life on earth. Again, like I'm from the United States, so I was raised in a Christian church. Think about the teachings of Jesus. Immortality, live forever. He didn't say, okay, y'all got to suffer and die and learn a bunch of crap. When you're all dead, I'll resurrect you. That was a different part of the Bible, and that's not what Jesus taught. Jesus came back from the dead to basically say, I never died, and you don't have to die. And it wasn't about a Santa Claus God where if I say I believe, good things will happen. It's no. In Christianity, you got to think love. You got to forgive your enemy. You got to turn the other cheek when somebody insults you. You've got to love, love, love. And that's really hard and difficult work. Whether it's Taoism in China, Kabbalah, or certain Hindu practices, it is love, compassion. Even in Islam, jihad is really the internal fight with the predator in us. And that's the fight in every world religion and every spiritual practice, teaching all of us how to become aware of how we're harming, competing, and killing other life, aware or unaware, how we're participating in that, aware or unaware, and how to find your core, your soul of compassion, love, and bliss. I suggest to you and all of us, and I'm not coming from any religion, I teach to die-hard atheists. I teach to extremely religious people. If you're religious, these teachings at immortalnow.com, the secret to immortality, will take you a greater distance deeper into your faith. If you're an absolute atheist, these teachings, the secret to immortality, will take you deeper into who you are, discovering more and more of who you are. But as long as we're chasing things in the outside world, we're never going to find that core of perfect love and good, that immortal aspect of who we are. As long as we're trying to achieve at the expense of our soul, as long as we're trying to compete at the expense of knowing who we are, we get sick, accidents, and death happen. Pause for a second. Relax and breathe. I'm a Qigong master, and Qigong really helps. Just start breathing in a relaxed way as I talk to you. The secret to immortality that you'll find at immortalnow.com is the result of decades of work that I've done. And excuse me, these glasses I know have a lot of reflection, and I apologize. And often I forget that the camera is up there, and I don't look into the camera. Instead, I'm looking at my computer screen. And please excuse me for that. I'm just probably going to keep on doing it because I forget. The secret to immortality that we teach at immortalnow.com is composed of 3 simple parts. And the first part is mindfulness for immortality. That's usually what you see on these YouTube videos, how to think, speak, and act to be immortal, to be pure, to be of love, of compassion, of goodness, to realize your full potential. We can't realize our full potential if we're angry, afraid, and competing. We can't be a good father, a good friend, a good loved one if we're preoccupied with competing, with competition, with killing, participating in death somehow in some way. We get farther and farther away from ourselves. We feel more stress, more strain, more discomfort, and we chase after this and that more and more. We've got to relax and get calm. Ladies and gentlemen, the calm you need is already in you, is you. The peace, the mastery, the bliss, the love, the immortal core, the timeless you and me is here right now. Close your eyes. This is just a tad of Qigong. Close your eyes now. With me, close your eyes. And keep your eyes closed. And with your eyes closed, imagine, and your eyes aren't closed if you're looking at me now. With your eyes closed, imagine you can see out through your eyelids to the tip of your nose. From the tip of your nose out about 3 to 4 inches, a ruby red arc. So whenever you get stressed or just want to relax and get to that immortal core of you, close your eyes, eyes to nose, nose to heart, and a ruby red arc. I'm not going to tell you why we do that, what that does. You discover that for yourself right now. Breathe gently in and out. You've all heard that. Breathe deeply. And do not try to control your breath ever. Just observe it. When you observe your breath will naturally go to that perfect immortal cadence. I promise you, it's hardwired in your brain, that natural perfect breath. Just relax and observe your breath, and slowly your breath will calm down and get to that perfect, pure, immortal place. So your eyes are closed right now. Eyes to the tip of your nose. Pretend you can see through your eyes to the tip of your nose. Do not strain. Just know that your vision goes from your eyes to the tip of your nose, from the tip of your nose out about 3 to 4 inches and back into your heart with a ruby red arc. Eyes to nose, nose to heart in a ruby red arc. Breathe easy, relax, be calm. Eyes to nose, nose to heart in a ruby red arc. Now let your attention go down your legs to your feet. Feel your feet, see your feet, vision and imagine that you're deeply rooted to the earth like a tree. Your feet flat on the ground wherever you are. You could be 50 stories up. Just imagine you're on the ground. Eyes to nose, nose to heart in a ruby red arc. Feet rooted to the earth like a tree. We are unified. All these visualizations, eyes to nose, nose to heart, feet to ground, that connects us within ourselves, and it connects us to the heavens and to the earth. So we belong to everything. With the secret to immortality, and keep doing the exercise if you can. Keep your eyes shut. Keep thinking eyes to nose, nose to heart in a ruby red arc. Feet rooted to the earth. Observe your breath as you listen to me. You can do this exercise. It's a Qigong exercise. I recommend it. It's a primary one I do. Very simple. All day and all night. Eyes to nose, nose to heart. Feet to ground. While you're doing that, relax, be calm. Relax, be calm. Breathe in, breathe out. The perfect, immortal, perfect you. Connected to all the world, connected inside you, connected to all the immortals and everyone on earth. I suggest to you that everyone on earth is good, potentially good. No one wants to be a problem. No one wants to be a criminal. No one wants to be someone that harms other people. That's just how they end up. So our responsibility is to not get caught up with difficult people, not jump into their drama, but step back and hold our peace. If they don't want our help, maybe turn around and go somewhere else and deal with somebody that does want your help, who does want to join and be at peace. Relax, be calm. Eyes closed, eyes to nose, nose to heart, in a ruby red arc out about 3 to 4 inches into your heart, and just hold that visualization. Relax, be calm. Let your attention drop down your body to your feet that are rooted deeply into the earth. The secret to immortality is getting deeply, profoundly at ease and calm, so you can feel what's inside you. As you can feel your core or your soul. I think soul does mean core in French. Core, soul. Core, soul. Heart. I'm sorry, I think I think core means heart in French. You all tell me in the comments below. I can't quite remember. My French was a long time ago, but I did take several years of it. Eyes closed, eyes to nose, eyelids closed, nose to heart in a ruby red arc, feet to ground. We're getting deeply relaxed and calm. That is the secret to immortality. So you can feel that core of you. And I tell you, I would like to say I suggest, but it's much more than a suggestion. When you find your core, it is the timeless, infinite you that's blissful, happy, at peace. I'm feeling my core. I'm in a Qigong state now. You can be too. If you're not, rewind this tape, go back to the beginning. Eyes closed, eyes to nose, nose to heart in a ruby red arc. Feet grounded to the earth deeply. Eyes to nose, nose to heart. All I'm doing at immortalnow.com through mindfulness, which is what I'm talking about now, mindfulness for immortality specifically, thinking that maybe immortality is the way to go. Immortality isn't really a choice. It's not a path that you choose opposed to another path. It's just simply who we are. And do you want to live in suffering, pain, agony, and death by defying yourself, by not living true to yourself? Or do you want to be happy, joyous, and free, at peace, eternal, developing, growing, doing whatever you want, but within the context of bliss, happiness, hope? That's kind of a choice, but it's not, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that, I'm going to go this way or that way. It's the choice, do you want to use the right fuel for your design, or do you want to use crappy fuel that's going to destroy the engine? And think about that. I'm very serious and very literally. There's some engines that require a very specific type of fuel and care. And if you don't give them that type of fuel and care and the exact type of oil, the engine will eventually not work and be destroyed. If we don't operate ourselves within our life the way we're designed to be, we get tired, we break, get sick, and fall apart. This secret to immortality really isn't an individual thing. It's about all of us joining together with the same mindset and the same understanding of how we want to live and who we are, wherever two or more are gathered in the name of a higher power and good, it becomes greater. Immortality is not a solitary pursuit like a superhero. I suggest to you that there's no such thing as a superhero, never has been. That idea is born of fear and trauma, where I'm going to be stronger than anybody else in the world, nobody can hurt me, and I shall prevail. That's a predatory idea, a predator's consciousness. We are going to put down the sword, put down our anger, our competitiveness. We're going to look within to see how we're competitive, to see how we're predators, to see how we're not contributing well to the world. We're going to put down our sword. We're going to put down how we hurt ourselves and other people. And instead, we're going to join with other people doing good. Instead, we're going to join with other people of a similar mind. And when we join other people, pure of heart, of good intent, thinking of immortality and not planning to die, when we join other people, we come alive, we get connected within ourselves. You know, a lot is written about healing. You know, how to heal, how to be whole. Healing isn't an individual thing. Real deep, honest healing is about connecting with other people that are well and strong. And when you connect with other people that are well and strong, part of a group or a lineage that are well and strong, you change inside. You reconnect to your true circuitry, to how you're really designed to be. You can call that healing if you want, but it's really just becoming yourself, who you really are, and giving up false ideas that cause you pain and misery. When we're connected with our neighbor in peace and love, when we're living in a family together at ease and in harmony, we become well because we're connected to all the world, to ourselves inside. Secret to Immortality, 3 parts. Mindfulness for immortality, how we think, speak, and act. And that's what I'm talking about now. We did a tiny bit of Qigong. Qigong, we're connecting within ourselves, and we're connecting to the earth, we're connecting to each other and all the world. The third part of the secret to immortality is coaching. I've had great mentors upon this path, beginning with my mother when I was a child, and expanding and working with other people. My mentor now of 23 years is a Qigong grandmaster and Chinese physician from Beijing, China. And he was trained in some mountains in China by Taoist immortals and also by Buddhists from Tibet. I don't teach any religion. We aren't learning any religion, just the opposite. The secret to immortality is for everyone, everywhere, religious, non-religious, atheistic, doubtful, or certain. Secret to immortality is for everyone because we're all the same species. We all have the same goodness, the same purity, the same love and eternal core in ourselves as who we are. That's all for now. Please go to immortalnow.com. We have some free Qigong exercises, explanations of Qigong. We have a podcast you can find there. We have blog articles that go in depth about everything I'm talking now. If you want to go even farther, we have a book, Qigong and Spiritual Growth. And I'll read from this in other videos. We have a book you can buy at our website. And we also have a monthly membership where you'll get every couple of weeks, you'll get a Qigong class and a few lectures every month. That's a membership you can join called Immortality LAB. And we have an introductory course, the result of decades of work, of refinement, of experimentation, trial and error. That is in our menu. It's Introduction to Immortality, and you can take a look at that course. Bless you and keep you. I keep forgetting to look at that camera. Bless you and keep you. You are immortal now.